All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a modified morning of my early morning crypto talk. My name is Brandon Ivy from Los Angeles, California. I'm the founder and CEO of Ivy League Crypto Academy, ILCA for short, and I am Vice Admiral, rank number 3 of Vara. We are Vara ambassadors. So let me explain. Well, first of all, first. Go ahead, type in the chat box where you're logging in from because this is streaming everywhere on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and this is especially on our international folks that's able to be on here. I like to recognize you guys. So go ahead, type your name in the chat box where you're logging in from. As a disclaimer, and I want to be clear on this, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I share information for entertainment, training, and educational purposes only, and it is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. I am not an officer of Vara, Dark Fusion, SCL, Fusion One. I am not part of corporate. I am not a hired spokesperson. I am not a, on staff. I am an ambassador just like every one of you. I just take my business to another level. So everything that I speak on is from the outside perspective, not sharing information from the inside. I leave that for corporate. What I do is I take what corporate says and then I translate it into a language that my mama can understand to our teams and anybody that wants to listen. What is transformative is now that we are coming on our 1-year anniversary of when we first heard about this project and signed up in our stealth launch. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So let's see, who do we have on here? I see, first up was Commander Stu. Good morning, Commander Stu. Kenny Taylor from LA. Mr. Albert and Muriel, Mr. and Mrs. Albert from Connecticut. Good morning. I see Facebook users. If you're on Facebook and you want to type, unless you give them permission, I'm not going to see your name. Okay, you're going to come up to me as Facebook user. Somebody asked for a link to join the meeting. You're in the meeting on Facebook, or you can come on the direct link and be in here with us. But either way, you're seeing this. I see Tammy Gully from Florida. Sonia Barnes, also from Florida. Tarma from Estonia. Good morning. Estonia, wow. Facebook users, I know who that is. Jacqueline from St. Petersburg, Florida. Muriel Albert from Connecticut. Leonard Long from La Quinta. I like that. Today I start the process of retiring from one job and moving onto the crypto industry. Wow, that's a big step. I did that step 11 years ago. Marnita Casa, almost Captain Casa from Colorado. Judy from, and she says I can't pronounce her last name. Judy Emden from Toronto, Canada. See, I got it. Neil Brooks from Richmond, Virginia. Lieutenant Commander Rodica from Wyoming. Let's see. You're right, Stu. It is time to buckle down. Melanie Davis, who attended my very first blockchain boot camp in Chicago. Melanie Davis. Joyce Easy. I hear it's Joyce's birthday today. Is that true? Happy birthday, Joyce. From South Carolina. Gina Muhammad. Diehard Eagles fan from Philadelphia, even though they got ran over by the 49ers this weekend. Carla Arrigo from St. Louis, Missouri. Good morning. And I said this earlier, this is a call you're going to want to have all of your members listening to. Anybody that has signed up over the past year in Vara, or any prospects you have that want to look at this going forward. And I'm going to explain why in a moment. So this is a call. Yes, it is Joyce Easley's birthday. All right. Good morning. Happy birthday. Shoals, Lamb, good morning. This call is being recorded, Stu. And once this is finished, you can use the same link you're on here to hear the recording. Yeah, Joyce, happy Tuesday. Facebook user from Colorado. Let's see who else. Another Facebook user saying good morning. Joseph saying good morning. Joe Anello from California, the Bay Area. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Facebook user from Indiana, Steve Randall from Memphis. Good morning. Good morning, Steve. Demetrius Turner. Demetrius won $100 last night in our 5-day challenge recap call. Good morning. Kevin Strausser from Georgia. Valerie Davis from Chicago. Good morning. Good morning. Jackie Brown Frick from North Carolina. Commander Leonard Long from La Quinta. JJ Brazil from the loveliest village on the plains of Auburn, Alabama. I've never been there before. Auburn. Jamal from Pasadena. Dave Winters from Leavenworth, Washington. Lieutenant Commander, I think Provis, you had Lieutenant Commander, right? Lieutenant Commander Provis from Corpus Christi. You guys should be introducing yourselves by your ranks. Show it off. Show off what your ranks are. Provis Lofties. Let's see. Joseph is from Connecticut. Mark Bolzern from Anchorage, Alaska. No, it's got to be cold up there. Let's see. Zachary, good morning. Good morning. See everybody. Tammy Gully, I see you as well. All right, so let's get into this. So for those of you who are new, you don't know who I am. I am a Vice Admiral of Vara. Oh, there he is. Michael Pendleton. You couldn't, looks like, no, I'm not using a Vara channel. This should be going live on my own YouTube channel. It should be. I see you, Dorothy Mays from Tampa, Florida. All right, so for those of you who are just coming in, don't know me, my name is Brandon Ivy. I'm the founder and CEO of ILCA, Ivy League Crypto Academy. I teach crypto education for a living, and I am a Vice Admiral, ranked number 3 currently in Vara. And we are coming on our 1-year anniversary in this opportunity. And one of the main reasons why that is big is because most businesses involved in the crypto space that attach some form of an affiliate system to it don't make it to 1 year. And if they did, and they were skirting underneath the radar screen, they end up getting shut down by the federal government, declared illegal, a rug pull happens, or the owners run off with everybody's money to Brazil. We are still here, and we're just getting started. The most difficult time to have been in Vara is when we got started. There was nothing. There was no back office. There was no product. There was no videos. Dom was doing the presentations on a demo of the Star Vara game. There was no Dark Fusion that we could talk about. There was no SCL. And we were in stealth launch. Understand that this is not a company, a network marketing company looking for a product to sell. This is a 6-year in the making product-based company that attempted in the past to use existing networks out there to get their brand out, and those networks failed. So they said, you know what? We've got to do it ourselves. So they created their own and created the Vara Ambassador Portal and program, and we are the first. These are not networkers. That's one of the main reasons why it got my attention. Product-based first in the digital arena. So much so that I came out of retirement, not to just be an influencer, not to just be an investor, but to be a builder, to be able to build a global empire. Because all you need to have access to this opportunity is a cell phone. Now, when we got started, the main product that we were talking about was the game of Star Vara. And I was excited about that. I'm always looking for the latest technology to be used in an industry that people are already excited about. And one, we have 3 billion people around the planet who are gamers. And we're moving from the pay-to-play model to the play-to-earn model. So that means now gamers have the ability to, instead of my son always bringing me money so that he can play Roblox and Fortnite, he actually can make money doing what he already enjoys. For those of you who are not gamers, but you're casual, you're social media, you love Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, you don't own the content you upload. Once you do that, it is theirs. But with this technology, you now own your own content. That's what Web3 is all about. And you can monetize your own content. But nobody has really been able to do it on this level until now. Unfortunately, most people are not crypto educated, so they don't understand this. Oh, this is just some game, and I'm not a gamer, and they dismissed it. But you missed. I did not come out of retirement because of the game. I came out of retirement because of the technology. I know crypto. And one of the things that I do is every single morning, I am looking in the news and I'm staying up to date on what's in the know for crypto because I'm invested in this space. I plan on becoming a crypto billionaire. That's not going to happen by just accumulating crypto coins. You know, people think, oh, Bitcoin, I'm going to be a millionaire. Yeah, you can make some money. You can get rich off of that. But to become wealthy, how you become wealthy in this space is by identifying projects that is utilizing this technology for the future, just like the internet era of the 90s. It wasn't about one specific website or one specific product. It was the idea that the internet was going to fundamentally change the world. Not everybody understood the internet in the 90s. David Letterman made fun of it in the 90s. You know what? I don't even have to say it. Let me show you. Take a look at this.
But, you know, I think about this. And what about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there. The latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
Yeah, but, you know, it's easy to criticize something you don't fully understand, which is my position here.
Go ahead.
But I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell? You know what I mean?
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
It's not a huge difference.
What is the difference?
But you can listen to the baseball game whenever you want.
Right.
Too.
Oh, I see. So it's stored in one of your memory deals,
Exactly.
and then you can come
That's
back
the
a year
RAM
later.
thing you talked about earlier.
Yeah. Do tape recorders ring a bell? Yeah, I just don't know. What can you, just knowing me the little you know me now, what am I missing here? What do I need?
Well, if you want to learn about the latest cigars or auto racing statistics.
Well, you know, I've got that covered. I subscribe to 2 British magazines devoted entirely to motorsports, and I call the Quaker State Speedline about 2 times a half hour. So now, would the computer give me more than I'm getting that way?
Or you could find other people who have the same unusual interests you do. And
You mean the troubled loner chat room on the internet?
absolutely.
I think one day I'll get one of these deals, but I've played with them, and then you type it in, and then you get that thing, that little arrow. Is that the arrow you
You
move?
bet.
And then
You
it's
bet.
just, it's like, oh, I get it. It's an eye test. What do we?
Knowing what you know now, how many of you would love to go back to the 90s and take full advantage of the internet by finding the companies that ended up being Alibaba, that ended up being Google and Amazon, and then you ended up having Facebook and Yahoo and then YouTube, and all of the biggest companies in the world today all took advantage of the internet. The ones that didn't ended up like Blockbuster. The ones that did ended up like Netflix. Well, let's fast forward to 2009 when something called blockchain and Bitcoin came out, which is leading the fourth industrial revolution. I learned two things in 2017 that changed my life. The first is that blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry on the planet today, whether you like it or not, believe it or not, trust it or not. Your opinion is irrelevant. This is going to happen. The second thing that I learned was, okay, that's great. How can I benefit from it? I learned that cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. That last part is important. The most amount of people. Why? Because there's no barrier of entry. It doesn't matter who you are, where you were born, what language you speak, the color of your skin. Doesn't matter if your daddy's the owner of the company. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. There's no racism, sexism, or nepotism. It just comes down to three things that you need. Three things. One, access to a cell phone. Two, access to the internet on your cell phone. The third is something that everybody has, but most people don't want to activate. And that's this: a willingness to learn. You combine those three things in one of the biggest industries the world has ever seen, where trillions of dollars is about to flood into the space, and you're at the beginning of it. You have no choice but to become wealthy if you choose the right steps. One, finding the right vehicles that's moving in that direction and that will survive. Which brings me to my next point of what I do. I am not an individual that's easily impressed by hype. I have been in this industry for a long time. I have seen it all. I have also been on corporate side, and I've been top leaders in the field. I know the language. So when a CEO or any top leader of any project tries to tell me what they're doing, I already know they're going to put the best light forward of their project, as they should. I just don't believe it. I take what they say and say, if you fail by 90%, can I still make a profit? Do you have a product that has a real world use case behind it? Meaning, will people want to buy and use your product even if you didn't have an affiliate side attached to it? So if I can make a profit by you failing by 90%, and this is a product that the masses are going to want to use, then I go forward with it. So I applied my same criteria when I saw Vara for the first time. And the very first time I saw it, I saw, all right, yeah, this looks like a cool metaverse game. And I knew that the future is the metaverse. I had just wrote educational courses on the metaverse, so it made sense. It wasn't until 30 days later that I realized Dom, the lead project developer behind all of this, the guy who did the first Vara presentation for me, I realized that he's going to be the next Vitalik Buterin. And if you don't know who that is, he's the founder of Ethereum. I realize he's not just some nerd gamer here. He knows more about this stuff than I do. And that's very difficult. You know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying. He knows more than I do. He knows the stuff, the nerd language. You know, you get on an airplane, do you really care about how the airplane stays in the air, or you just want to make sure it goes from one destination to the next? I understand, I can explain blockchain, but he can program it. Do you understand what I'm saying here? And I realized that he is programming something new, something that has never been done before, and he's implementing it on something that was thought to be impossible. See, when you look at crypto, you hear about Bitcoin and the blockchain, and that's the first. But it's always been limited by its ability, by its scale, by its speed, to do day-to-day transactions. It ended up, because of its inefficiencies, to become a more store of value like digital gold. So other programmers took the basis of what Bitcoin was, their program, and then created new tokens to serve their purpose, like Ethereum, to be able to create smart contracts and tokenize assets, or Ripple, to be able to do fast cross-border payments for banks and governments and businesses. And then you've got thousands of crypto tokens out there. And then, just like the internet in the 90s, companies realized, if I want to stay relevant and in business, I have to be on the internet. Can you imagine somebody saying, oh yeah, well, what's your website? I don't have a website. What? So even companies that didn't believe in the internet, even David Letterman, who made fun of it, he had his show and an internet website. Same thing's going to be happening now. Any business that wants to remain relevant in the future has to be and make a presence on the blockchain. And that's where Ethereum, Solana, and the others come from, because they tokenize themselves, they create smart contracts instead of creating their own blockchain. They utilize one that's already existing. But there's also a problem with that. The problem is that this is still the wild, wild west in an unregulated space, and the SEC wants to force regulation by enforcement by suing everybody and claiming anything except Bitcoin is a security. So if you're a business and you want to be on the safe side, wouldn't it make sense to be on the one blockchain that is not a target of any authority? Bitcoin? But up until now, that's never been an option. It's not been possible until now. Now, all year, I've been running my mouth about what dark fusion technology, SCL, is doing. But most people also are not crypto educated, so they can't get excited by what I'm saying until it's too late. But now there's a shift that's happening. I've been saying that we haven't gone mainstream yet. We have not gone viral. Nobody knows who we are yet. There was an event in Cape Town, South Africa, a couple of weeks ago called Crypto Fest 2023. Dark Fusion Technology had a booth right next to Binance. And Dom, the head, the programmer, spoke on stage. Now Dark Fusion Technology is starting to get picked up. Now it's starting to fall into my range, because every morning I always am looking for news articles on different projects. That's how I build my portfolio. That's how I make my money. And I always said, the moment I start to see Vara, Dark Fusion, SCL Fusion come across my desk, when my executive assistant brings me articles, it's game over. Well, that is starting to happen. So I just did all of that monologue to get your mind prepared to understand why you should be excited about what I'm about to show you. Talk about a great Christmas present. So let me go ahead and share screen. And I am going to show you. Okay, first, share screen. And if anybody gets confused, type it in the chat box. Like I said, I want to be the blockchain whisperer for you guys. First and foremost, I always got to look at in the morning, what is the crypto market actually doing? Well, it's doing a lot right now. Crypto market cap is at 1.6 trillion, up 2.5% in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance is up 50.9%. Ethereum is 16.5%. This is not a crypto bull run. This is a Bitcoin speculation run, because the ETFs are soon to be approved by the SEC, BlackRock, and etc. So there's a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out, taking place, and everybody is running into Bitcoin. We're now up to $42,360 of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 13.1% over the last 7 days. Ethereum is up 9.5%. And when Bitcoin rises, all of the tokens rise with it. Now, I'm going to give you guys something for free that I only have for my company and my community. When you see this in the 30% range and the whole market moving up, then you'll realize we're in a crypto bull run, but we're not there yet. This will happen after the next halving, but you got to be a part of my community. I share what my timetable is for that. But this is a very healthy market moving right now. And talk about perfect timing with the products that we're launching, with the Vara game token, the DFG token, the fair game token. We want to get in on it when the market is here, before it goes here. That's how people get well. Oh, if I got Shiba Inu in the beginning, if I got Dogecoin in the beginning, I was around when Binance came out, and Binance was at 60 cents, and I didn't get on board. Fusion One Exchange is launching this month, is having its own token, and only we can get our hands on it right now. Hello. The first and only decentralized exchange using the Bitcoin protocol. Are you kidding me? And if you don't believe me, let's see what some articles are saying about this. Bitcoin Insider, Dark Fusion to bring smart contracts to the Bitcoin network. Like I said, if you understand crypto, just by me saying that, you should be sending me a message saying, send me your link. Dark Fusion to bring smart contracts to the Bitcoin network via simple contract language. Now, Ethereum is the biggest one right now. And Ethereum uses a language called EVM. That's their language. Bitcoin, we've created SCL, simple contract language. Dark Fusion Technologies, and just wait, because when I'm finished, you're going to be blown away, because I'm going to show you some real world stuff here. Dark Fusion Technologies, a company whose mission is to make the power of smart contracts and tokens available on Bitcoin's network, just came one step closer to achieving this goal. The firm developed a Bitcoin-specific smart contract language known as the Simple Contract Language, or SCL. In doing so, it became the first. Sometimes you don't have to be the best. It's about being the first. Bitcoin is not the best token out there. There are others that can do much better than what Bitcoin can do, but Bitcoin's the first. It's the most trusted. It's the granddaddy. So doing so, it became the first company to come this close to enabling Bitcoin smart contracts, which was a rather impressive task, given that the Bitcoin network structure was never intended to have such products. According to the company's press release, the new development holds potential for the high-tech industry, as well as various customers and institutions. As such, it could pave the way for a new era of secure, scalable, and interoperable smart contracts. I'm going to read that one more time. It could pave the way for a new era of secure, scalable, and interoperable. That's been the problem with Bitcoin. Scalability and interoperable. Advantages of SCL smart contracts. Dark Fusion's new solution comes with a number of advantages, including enhanced security. Wasn't that I was just looking for that, guys, when we did Inner Circle Talk the other day. I went to the Dark Fusion site, said, didn't I see somewhere about security? Enhanced security, increased scalability, and cross-chain compatibility. So I said, like the Fusion One a decentralized exchange DApp is going to be a combination of MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Uniswap, Binance Swap, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, all wrapped into one. Cross-chain. As such, it can truly connect Bitcoin's layer one with the rest of the crypto industry, meaning Bitcoin is a layer one coin. Ethereum is a layer one coin. They don't have cross interchangeability. Ethereum, to use Bitcoin, has to do what's called wrapped BTC. What we've been able to do is now allow interchain with layer one coins. There's a difference between coins and tokens. Coins have their own blockchain. Tokens are running on somebody else's blockchain. Most companies that create their own tokens are using somebody else's blockchain. So we're going to be having layer one compatibility and layer two. So in the same way as some of the largest smart contract giants such as Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Binance Smart Chain, and alike. More than that, SCL will allow the development of DeFi protocols on Bitcoin. Last year, before I joined Vara, I wrote 3 new courses to come into 2023: decentralized finance, NFTs, and the metaverse, because I believe the future is going to be flowing through those things in the blockchain space. But look at what just happened here. Talk about when I said that this aligned with what I was already doing. SCL will allow the development of DeFi protocols on Bitcoin, as well as tokenized assets, NFTs. So I say Peter, when Peter Blackwell, he's the number one money earner in the company. He's already made more than $300,000, and we're still in pre-launch. Is there any money to be made? Yes. He made 300 grand plus in the last 8 months, and nobody knows who we are. He said, Brandon, because I said no to him when he came to me with this. He said, Brandon, you don't understand. They're doing what it is you're already doing. I didn't understand at the time. He was right. SEL will allow the advancement of DeFi protocols on Bitcoin, as well as tokenized assets, NFTs, GameFi, and more. GameFi. 3 billion people around the world are playing games. The new development caters to a wide range of users, including businesses, blockchain developers, governments, financial institutions, and regular individuals. Does it look like we're only looking for gamers here? Because I don't want to be a part of girl. I'm not a gamer. Let me read this one more time. Who are we looking for? Who are we catering to? Who are our customers? Businesses, blockchain developers, governments. Keep this in mind, because I'm going to do another article talking about the U.S. military, financial institutions. Why do you think we partnered with one of the largest banks in France, Societe Generale, and regular individuals, you and I? SEL is a solution that was designed to take advantage of Bitcoin's unique features, meaning its full decentralization, transparency, and strong security. You can't hack the Bitcoin blockchain. However, it also differs from traditional smart contracts, such as the ones offered by Ethereum. So if you're going to introduce a new product, how is it better than what's already out there right now? Why should I use SCL on Bitcoin when Ethereum's the granddaddy of them all right now, and Ethereum has a market cap of 267 billion? Well, how much money do you think people have made at businesses and corporations using Ethereum layer 2 contract? And they're playing in a pool of 267 billion. What do you think happens when the same opportunity is now moved to Bitcoin, where there's an $828 billion market cap, more than 3 times Ethereum? You think there's money that's going to be flowing? And we're the first? Wait, where was I? All right. SEL-based contracts are more secure, according to Dark Fusion's statement, and they employ single-use cryptographic seals that isolate each smart contract and make it resistant to hacking attacks. The company also explained that the SEL smart contracts offer better scalability thanks to a method known as batching, which allows them to process multiple transactions at the same time. Okay, if I read my mom's not going to understand what that means. Here's what that means. Bitcoin, the blockchain, it records every single transaction of Bitcoin. And every 10 minutes, the block fills up and it's closed and a new block is created. The problem with that is that it's slow. It's fast, but slow. It's slow in the form of you're not going to go to the grocery store and pay for your groceries with Bitcoin, because if you're in line, the clerk's got to wait till the transaction is confirmed. Sometimes that happens in a matter of seconds. Sometimes it might take a couple of minutes. If the blockchain is congested, Sometimes it could take hours. So think about the people behind you online. Are they going to wait minutes and hours for your transaction to be confirmed? That is why people use their Visa card or MasterCard at the point of sale device, because Visa does 60,000 transactions per second. So how does SCL solve this problem? Here's what they do. Instead of trying to change the code of Bitcoin, leave it alone. By utilizing Bitcoin Lightning Network technology, they're able to open up new channels where they're able to batch all their transactions that's taking place on our technology and then send that batch to the Bitcoin blockchain in one. So instead of having 1,000 individual transactions on Bitcoin, Bitcoin's only getting one. Do you know what that also ends up doing? Instead of having to pay for every single transaction fee on those 1,000 transactions, it's only costing the cost of one. So imagine a freeway. Bitcoin blockchain is in the slow lane. SCL is the fast lane. So SCL is doing all of these Bitcoin transactions instantly in milliseconds, 70,000 transactions per second, and then batching it up. And once it's complete, shooting it over to be recorded on the Bitcoin blockchain. So the fast lane never slows down. You guys understand that? I don't know any other way that I can explain that to somebody that don't understand crypto better. So it's sped up the process and lowered the transaction fees to 0.0002 cents, 2 cents per transaction. I do Ethereum transactions. Sometimes I'm paying more money on the Ethereum fee than the Ethereum I'm sending. Are businesses in business to make money, or to spend money, or make money and save money? If you can show businesses that are already using Ethereum that we can speed things up and you can save money in the process, why would they stay on Ethereum? They'll be forced to move the blockchain to Bitcoin. Why do I know this? Because the moment one company does, their competitors will have to do the same thing if they want to remain relevant. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. Most billionaires don't like blockchain and Bitcoin because it's messing up the status quo. But just because they don't like it doesn't mean they're not going to get involved. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, and others. All right, I got that part down. You guys understand that part? If you don't get that, you guys have been quiet right now. Type it in the chat box. Let me know. Let me know you're still with me. I'm taking you on a journey right now from the outside. I'm not speaking from Vara's point of view. I'm looking at this from the outside looking in and using my own knowledge and common sense. Next. Finally, SCL smart contracts are more efficient. They are written in Rust, which allows developers to use nearly any programming language to write their smart contracts in. In comparison, Ethereum requires its users to learn Solidity to write smart contracts on its network. Do you guys see that difference? That's like we're still on 8-track. And if you are a musician, you would have to transfer your music to 8-track and 8-track only. Well, when new technology, you had 8-track, you had tape cassette, you have CDs, we have streaming video now. Deploying Bitcoin-based smart contracts. The next step for Dark Fusion is to develop and deploy SCL smart contracts on Bitcoin. And the company is already trying to achieve this in collaboration with a number of partners. The firm's client portfolio comprises multiple influential institutional and retail payment leaders, which will be meaningful for the company in the long term as it attempts to reach global expansion. It's like this company has a 40-year game plan. They're not playing. People say, Brandon, what fault do you have with the company? The only fault I have is that they're not networkers. But that's where we come in. And I know they're listening to me. If the company is smart, especially moving forward, they want to definitely listen to the networkers on this side. But that's not a weakness. Where their strength is, what they're focusing on is a strength. It's the reason why I am here. They're not networkers. These are serious, say billionaires. But yeah, one of the owners is a billionaire, Rob Hersoff. Launching smart contracts on Bitcoin has been one of the crypto industry's most ambitious goals. Was this for just this year? No, for several years now. But the network structure and technical limitations led many to conclude that achieving this goal might not be possible. Dark Fusion's achievement proved otherwise. Not only, let me say that again. Dark Fusion's achievement has proved otherwise. Not only that, but Bitcoin smart contracts appears to be even more advanced than those of the other blockchain projects, which might result in other networks trying to achieve something similar for themselves. Did you hear that? And with Dark Fusion's team planning to provide an open source opportunity for developers and builders to start working on their own smart contracts, Bitcoin might soon catch up to the leaders of the smart contract space. A few weeks ago, we learned that activity on the Bitcoin network outpaced Ethereum. Okay, that's one article. Let me get to the next one here. From Investors Observer, Dark Fusion. No, SCL is not a token. SCL is a smart contract language, just like Ethereum uses EVM. The token for us is Fusion. All right. Well, DFG. I got to use it. The DFG token is the token that's being used and is not available to the public yet. You can only get it through us right now. Dark Fusion to bring smart contracts to the Bitcoin network. Okay, let's see what they have to say here. Dark Fusion Technologies, a company whose mission is to make the power of smart contracts and tokens available on Bitcoin's network, just came one step closer to achieving this goal. The firm developed a Bitcoin-specific smart contract language known as a simple contract language. In doing so, it became the first company to come this close to enabling Bitcoin smart contracts, which is an impressive task, given that the Bitcoin network structure was never intended to have these products. According to the company's press release, the new development holds potential for the tech industry as well as various customers and institutions. It's paving the way for a new era of secure, scalable, and interoperable smart contracts. Advantages of SCL smart contracts. Dark Fusion's new solution comes with a number of advantages, including enhanced security, scalability, cross-chain compatibility. As such, it can truly connect Bitcoin's layer 1 with the rest of the crypto industry. More than that, SCL will allow for the development of DeFi protocols on the Bitcoin network, tokenized assets, NFTs, GameFi, and more. The new development caters to a wide range of users, including businesses, blockchain developers, governments, financial institutions, and regular individuals. SCL is a solution that was designed to take advantage of Bitcoin's unique features, meaning its full decentralization, transparency, and strong security. And it differs from smart contracts such as the ones offered by Ethereum. SCL-based contracts are more secure, according to the Dark Fusion statement, and they employ single-use cryptographic seals that isolate each smart contract and make it resistant to hacking attacks. The company also explained that the SCL smart contracts offer better scalability thanks to a method known as batching, which allows them to process multiple transactions at the same time. Finally, SCL smart contracts are more efficient. They are written in Rust that allows each programmer to write their own contract, where Ethereum, you've got to learn Solidity. Deploying Bitcoin-based smart contracts. The next step for Dark Fusion is to develop, deploy SCL smart contracts on Bitcoin, which is already doing with a number of partners. The firm's partner clientele, multiple influential institutional and retail payment leaders. Now, launching smart contracts on Bitcoin has become one of the crypto industry's most ambitious goals for several years. And now it is possible, despite the technical limitations. Dark Fusion's achievement proved otherwise. Not only that, but Bitcoin smart contract appears to be even more advanced than those of other blockchain projects. Dark Fusion's team's planning to provide an open source opportunity for developers and builders to start working on their own smart contracts. So we got two new article sources. Now I'm going to transition a little bit. The reason why you see the Bitcoin market going up right now is because of this. Take a look at this video. I'm not going to stop and give my own input. I'm just going to let it play. And then I'm going to read another article that should blow you away. Take a look at this.
Is it true that you're building out a cryptocurrency capability?
No. I mean, we're looking at it. We're looking at blockchain technologies, and we're looking at all the crypto.
Blockchain isn't crypto. Blockchain is just the underlying technology. Well, don't your clients want crypto exposure?
No, I don't believe any client has sought out crypto exposure.
Really?
Yes.
But at some point they might. Do you need to be prepared?
I don't, at the moment, no. I have not heard from any one client they're looking to buy a cryptocurrency at this time. But right now, I can tell you it worldwide, I have not heard from one client who said, I need to be in this.
BlackRock, the most powerful asset manager in the world with a $10 trillion portfolio, is investing in cryptocurrency.
This is not going to be an easy task. Capital is moving, and it's going to move very rapidly.
I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. We will, and if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement.
Do not be fooled. Don't let Larry Fink's friends go on TV and convince you not to buy this time around. While Hillary and friends continue to sow fear, uncertainty, and doubt about crypto into the minds of the general public, BlackRock has been forced to disclose that they're into it.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in an ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. We will, and if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. I mean, the transformation, think about it, instantaneous settlement, bonds and stock, no middlemen. We're going to bring down fees even more dramatically. As for me, I don't have to vote on any shares anymore because the beneficial owner will do all the voting.
And by the way, this isn't the first time he's said this. Larry Fink has been getting more and more vocal on this.
This is one of the reasons why I'm focused on the whole idea of blockchain for securities. I look forward to the day when we could tokenize stocks and bonds, that every stock and every bond we could identify immediately who is the beneficial owner. And this is why we're working on it. And every beneficial owner, from an individual to an institution, have the ability to vote, to democratize every single vote. And that's where we want to take this, and we're leading that effort.
Oh, I actually believe most of the companies are not going to be around. I still believe that. I do believe
because they're now real, they're frauds, they're what?
Well, I mean, think about FTX. I mean, you could look back now. FTX created its failure was it's creating its own token. It was not a DeFi. It wasn't a ledger that was open to the world. It was a closed ledger.
Right.
It was not distributed. So the whole foundation of what crypto is, it's supposed to be a distributed ledger that is across the system.
You guys seeing that? If you don't know who Larry Fink is, he's more powerful than presidents and kings. He controls $10 trillion. And then of the other firms that are competitors of his, like Fidelity and whatnot, when he moves, they move. So directly he controls 10 trillion. Indirectly is more close to 15 to 20 trillion. And where is he moving? Bitcoin, blockchain. How many times did you hear him use the word distributed ledger, DeFi, tokenization? What do you think we're doing? So when I look at projects, I look to see, is this project going to be able to offer a service that people in the world are going to want to use? We're not just talking about regular people. We're talking about the biggest movers and shakers on the planet. And this is what's about to go down. The SEC is about to approve BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF. When that happens, the entire crypto space moves into a new era. And you're going to see a skyrocketing of this space over the next 5 years. Do you want to get involved now before that happens, or wait until later and say, oh yeah, I remember about that, but you didn't do anything about it? Now let me blow your mind again. Bitcoin is of national strategic importance, says a U.S. Space Force officer. Now, this crossed my desk yesterday when I was doing crypto talk, and I was like, what? Why is a U.S. Space Force officer talking about Bitcoin? So I intrigued my interest, and so I said, let me take a look. U.S. Space Force Major Jason Lowry wants the U.S. military to prioritize the investigation of proof-of-work systems like Bitcoin for the country's defense. So when I first read that, I said, wait a minute. I think he's confusing Bitcoin and blockchain, which is common for most people. Most people, think Bitcoin and blockchain as the same thing, where Bitcoin is the proof of work of the technology of blockchain. Most people don't understand that difference, which is why you got to go through crypto education with me. But most government agencies, when they talk like this, instead of saying Bitcoin or blockchain, they say distributed ledger technology. But let's roll with it. So just know, every time you hear him say the word Bitcoin, he means blockchain. Or does he? Let's see. The United States needs to formally investigate using proof of work networks such as Bitcoin to protect the country from cyber-inflicted warfare, according to Jason Lowry, a member of the United States Space Force. Okay, first, the United States government, if you're a business, one of the golden grails is to make sure you get a contract with the government, because the government has unlimited resources. Most big billionaires in America throughout history got that way or remained that way because they always ended up having contracts with the government. For those of you who don't understand that, think of Iron Man, Tony Stark's. His father, Howard Stark, was providing weapons for the government, had a government contract, and Tony continued it. Look at right now, Elon Musk. He's remaining a billionaire because he's got government contracts with the space, NASA, but also the war in Ukraine that's going on right now. The satellite systems that they're using is Elon Musk's systems, and the government is paying him for that. That's unlimited resources. The government's defense budget is larger than the rest of the world's combined. And what are they looking at right now? We need to get onto this blockchain technology. In a 4-page letter to the U.S. Defense Innovation Board on December 2nd, Lowry explained that while Bitcoin is mostly seen as a monetary system to secure funds, few knew that Bitcoin can be used to secure all forms of data, messages, or command signals. As a result, this misconception, see, that's the problem. Is even why people did not join Vara in waves that they should have this year is because they have a misconception. They don't understand it. They don't know what it is. The reason why most people don't get onto Bitcoin is because they don't understand it. They think it's fake money. They think that cash is king. So as a result, this misconception underplays the technology's broad strategic significance for cybersecurity and consequently national security. The Defense Innovation Board is an independent advisory board set up to bring the technological innovation and best practices of Silicon Valley to the U.S. military. Lowry used the letter to urge the board to advise the Secretary of Defense to investigate the national strategic importance of proof-of-work systems like Bitcoin. Lowry used the letter to urge the board to advise the Secretary of Defense to investigate the national strategic importance of POWs, proof-of-work systems like Bitcoin. In this letter, Lowry explained that a proof-of-work system like Bitcoin could work to deter adversaries from cyber attacks due to the steep costs of a physically resource-intensive computer, in the same way military assets help to deter military attacks against the country. Proof of work mirrors the physical security and deterrence strategies utilized in other domains like land, sea, air, and space. But instead, it does it in the digital domain, Lowry explained. Bitcoin's potential cybersecurity applications are huge, according to Lowry, and could play an important role in the U.S. maintaining its position as the world leader. Addressing this could be vital for the U.S. to maintain its positions as a global superpower and leader among nations, especially in an increasingly digital and interconnected world plagued by security vulnerabilities. Lowry says it has the potential to kickstart the cybersecurity revolution too. See, it's the things that I look for is offering something that's not just a luxury, but you have a product that is a necessity. And the way he's talking, this is a necessity. Lowry says it has, it is the beginning of a cybersecurity revolution. It converts the global electric power grid into a large, physically costly computer. So now the government can save money, or macro chip, not micro, but macro. And it uses it to physically constrain malicious actors and safeguard a wide range of data and messages traversing the internet. Lowry concluded Bitcoin's cybersecurity application aligns perfectly with the strategic offset. That's why I joined this opportunity. Why? Because it aligned perfectly with what I'm already doing in my company. U.S. Department of Defense may have already lost valuable time. Now, what is one of the big things that our politicians are fighting over? The American budget. And we've got to cut our expenses so that we can pay down our debt. What if we're able to drastically cut down our Department of Defense budget? Do you think the politicians will say no to that if they knew that it's possible? Lowry is also a National Defense Fellow at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and previously proposed a cybersecurity tool on the Bitcoin base layer in March, which he claims is capable of transforming the country's national security. Bitcoin is the best defender of U.S. interests, says the Coinbase CEO. Meanwhile, in a separate thread on X, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong argued that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies could play a pivotal role in helping the United States maintain its dominance with the U.S. dollar. See, you might have heard of something called BRICS out there, where you've got our competitors wanting to devalue the U.S. dollar, or in their words, get away from dependence on the U.S. dollar and create their own currency to do business with and engage with each other, commerce and trade, without worrying about the United States dropping sanctions on them. That's not good for us using the U.S. dollar. So he's saying we can use this technology to keep and maintain dominance with the U.S. dollar. One idea I've been contemplating is that Bitcoin may be the key to extending Western civilization, said Armstrong in a December 3rd post, explaining that cryptocurrencies can work in tandem. I've said this before. My cousin Marnita asked, is Bitcoin going to replace? No, crypto works side by side with this. It's not going to replace it. So it can work in tandem instead of dethroning it. So instead of the government looking at it as a threat, they should look at it as an ally, as an asset. I think it will be a natural check and balance that will complement the dollar and be the best defender of long-term American interests. He explained that world leaders often fail to retain the reserve currency by inflating its money supply and increasing its deficit spending. The U.S. is somewhere on this journey, Armstrong explained, but stressed the Chinese yuan and euro aren't viable alternatives at the moment, as they have issues of their own. Instead, cryptocurrencies have the potential to be the alternative currency in the event of a U.S. dollar downfall. What I think many haven't considered is that people have an alternative now with crypto. They may start moving fiat into crypto as an antidote to inflation. Armstrong stressed it's better to move from dollars to cryptocurrencies than another current country's fiat currency if the dollar loses its dominance. He added that US dollar-backed stablecoins like USD coin and the emergence of flat coins will play a major role in unifying these worlds. What else is Vara coming out with? EUSD backed by Society General and is already BaFin compliant. We have our own stable coin. And if you look at the value of these stable coins, Tether has an $89 billion market share. USDC has a $24 billion market share. I'm just saying. Now, on top of this, I actually went a little deeper. And I wanted to read this. So I'm going to read a little bit of this, and then we're going to be closing out. And feel free, because I'm going to edit this and give it out to you guys. So if anybody says, I don't understand it, you play them this. If anybody that you play this to that I'm speaking, and they still say no, move on. All right? Let them go keep playing around in the companies that's offering 3 to 5% a week guaranteed income, and then they lose all their money 6 months later. Let them keep doing that. United States Department of Defense, the United States Space Force. Let me see if I can make this bigger on your. No, I can't. I can't make this any bigger, so you're just going to have to follow me on this. 2, Defense Innovation Board from Major Jason Lowry. Background paper on the national strategic importance of Bitcoin, December 2nd, 2023. To the esteemed members of the Defense Innovation Board, during my studies at the Department of Air Defense's Air Command and Staff College, we were introduced to the concept of an offset as a strategy that leverages technological advancements to counterbalance or negate an adversary's traditional military strengths or numerical superiority. This approach involves the innovative use of cutting-edge technologies to gain strategic and tactical advantages, often in unconventional ways. See, here's the thing. United States always works with, we want to come in with overwhelming force, shock and awe. That's our way, but that's also expensive. What if we can use technology to offset that? That's what he's saying here. This approach involves the innovative use of cutting-edge technologies to gain strategic and tactical advantages, often in unconventional ways. Simply put, an offset strategy seeks to tip the balance of power by introducing transformative capabilities that redefine the nature of power and the dynamics of conflict. Now, the rest of the world also knows that the United States military has an advantage. Nobody on this planet can go toe-to-toe, head-to-head with the U.S. military, but they don't need to. When I first learned about crypto, I heard a quote from Vladimir Putin. You know what he said? This was in 2016. He said that, let me get this right. The Stone Age did not end how my mind go blank on this one? I'm on a roll and that switched up on me. Okay, it says the future is built by whoever has the best technology, and technology is always going to change. The Stone Age did not end to the lack of stones. Look around on the ground. There's still stones everywhere. The Stone Age ended due to the introduction of better technology. And the nation that adopts this new technology will become the new world superpower. And those nations that do not will live underneath the nations that do. He was talking about blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology. That's his. And then since then, we've seen BRICS. We've seen them sell off their get rid of the US dollar, get more gold, and do transactions so that they can avoid United States sanctions. They're using this technology already. And the United States is behind. Therefore, this paper. So let me continue. I contend that reusable proof of work networks like Bitcoin represent an offset strategy for the 21st century. Although commonly associated with cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin protocol could alternatively be described as the most operationally successful implementation of what early engineers called a reusable proof of work protocol. The Bitcoin protocol. What is dark fusion technology, Fusion 1 Decentralized Exchange, and Vara doing right now? All on the Bitcoin protocol. What did those articles say? We are the first to do it and get this far. What did Larry Fink say? We're looking for tokenization. Over the past 3 decades, computer scientists have been exploring multiple types of proof of work cybersecurity protocols. It just so happens to be the case that 14 years ago, a reusable proof of work cybersecurity protocol was developed and adopted for the initial purpose of securing financial information against systemic exploitation and abuse, thus earning the name Bitcoin. He's saying that wrong. It's actually blockchain. Anyways, however, this name, that's right, because I didn't finish reading this yesterday. This name misleadingly implies that this reusable proof of work protocol is limited to protecting financial information rather than practically all forms of data, messages, or command signals. That's why I said, May 2017, blockchain technology is going to disrupt every industry, not just the financial industry. And he's saying, he put this in a memo to the United States Department of Defense. He's saying it, that unfortunately, the title is misleading. People think it's just in the finances. No, this is going to be all forms of data, messages, or command signals. As a result, this misconception underplays the technology's broad strategic significance for cybersecurity and consequently national security. Understanding the importance of proof of work protocols requires a brief overview of cybersecurity. Recall that hacking fundamentally involves exploiting the inherent logic of computing and information systems. For over 8 decades, software engineers have strived to protect computing and information systems from hacking by developing increasingly sophisticated encoded logic to conceal their vulnerabilities. This technique is believed to be able to effectively safeguard a computing and information system's internal logic. However, this strategy has a critical flaw. No amount of encoded logic is impervious to the systemic exploitation of that same logic, regardless of the sophistication. In other words, it's impossible to fully secure computing and information systems against hacking by relying exclusively on software alone, because all software can be hacked. This vulnerability explains why cybersecurity continues to be a widespread issue, no matter how sophisticated we make anti-hacking software. Yeah, because the Russians and the Chinese are hacking all into our stuff. Recently, however, a wave of innovation has emerged in the field of cybersecurity as people explore alternative ways to secure computing and information systems, not just through encoded logic, but by developing unique countermeasures which make the exploitation of known cyber vulnerabilities too physically costly to execute. In other words, to hack the Bitcoin blockchain, because it is actually possible, would cost billions of dollars to hack one block that's only worth 6 Bitcoin. So would you be willing to spend billions of dollars just to make a hack to mess with a couple $100,000 that will be quickly found out and then discarded and replaced? The only reason why you would do it is to prove to say you can do it. There's only one man crazy enough on this planet, in my opinion, that would do something like that, and that's Elon Musk. But I don't think he's even that crazy to want to spend billions of dollars just to prove a point. Wait a minute. He did spend billions of dollars to buy Twitter. Well, maybe he would. So what he's saying here is this. What did Dark Fusion talked about? This article talked about security. Let me fast forward to see that. Security, layer 1 smart chains, Ethereum, blah, 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 full decentralization, single use to, all right, here we go. Single use cryptographic seals that isolate smart contracts and make it resistant to hacking attacks. See where else it talked about security. Well, you guys remember. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. Security. Now, let me stop sharing screen. Whew, that took a lot out of me. Why am I a part of Vara? That's why. That's why. And going into 2024, you're going to start to see this go mainstream. So we are inviting you to at least get yourself positioned. And there's actually no cost to even signing up. It's free to sign up in the system. At least do yourself that favor, getting in the system, and then you can start to do your own research and to engage in this space. Things are going to start to happen very fast. I did not join this because I wanted to make a couple of dollars. I wanted to get rich off of this. I wanted to make millions from this opportunity. I've already done $168,000. And as a disclaimer, that's not a guarantee of that's what you're going to do. I actually just went to work. You can do the same thing. So get back to the person, whoever's showing you this, so that you can be a part of this ride as well. Everything I did today was not a Vara presentation. I was looking at this from the outside and giving you that presentation from an observer's point of view. Tomorrow, I will be doing a live international Vara presentation from the inside. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, there's going to be an update call. I'm not sure if Nick is doing it. I just got it from my upline, Mr. Alan Platt. Let me see. Did he answer my question on that? No, I already have the link, but I'm going to put that link in our Telegram group. Wait. Unlock the future of success with our game-changing compensation plan. Oh, they're going to talk about the compensation plan and the exciting new access plans. All right. I'm going to post that link in our Telegram group tomorrow, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And then at 2 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing a Vara international presentation from the inside. And depending on how fast I can get information on this comp plan, I can add some things to it. We are offering ways for people to make money no matter who you are, whether you're a gamer or not, whether you're a networker or not, whether you're looking at something that you just want to let your money work for you. We've got that here. I'm specifically looking for leaders in the international market for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, the person who's going to make the most money in Vara doesn't even know we exist yet. They probably won't speak English, and they probably will come out of somewhere in Asia. That's number 1. Number 2, people outside of the United States are hungrier than people in America, unfortunately. And I'm an American, and I can say that. They want it better, more than we do. They're willing to go to work. They complain less. We're in pre-launch right now, which means everything is still subject to change as we are going along and figuring this out and putting things together. If you don't have patience, if you need every single thing to be absolutely perfect, don't get involved with us. I have no time for complainers. It bothers me. I don't care how much money you can make me. Complaining to me wastes my time. Wait a couple of months. I'm looking for people who want to be in the trenches and want to help move this forward and are able to work with what we got at the time. And then we can give suggestions on how to make it better. That's who I'm looking for. And then number 3, because one of the newest products that we brought out here, the financial aspect of it, at the moment is only going to be allowed in the international market. And those people are going to make a fortune off of this because this is what everybody wants. It's not necessarily what they need, it's what they want. So I'm looking for international leaders that want to override their entire country. Call me up or get back to whoever invited you here. Those are the 3 reasons. And so I'm going to end by playing a video from the main investor, who without him, this project wouldn't have been able to even get off the ground. Billionaire Rob Hersov from Cape Town, South Africa. So I hope you learned something new. As always, that is the point on this modified crypto talk this morning. And I look forward to working with all of you who are serious. My door is always open for you. You want to complain? Call my assistant. And then she can pass the information to me. It's a waste of my time. All right, everybody, here is the last video from the billionaire investor as to why he invested in this space. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the update call and on the international presentation at 2 p.m. Eastern. Vice Admiral, soon to be Admiral of the Fleet. Yeah, I got to go. I'm going to hit that before the end of next month. Or maybe it can happen before the end of this month. Well, depending on the information we get tomorrow and it's go time. So with that, take care, everybody. I enjoyed this. It made me feel good. I know I'm in the right place at the right time. And unfortunately, this is going to happen with or without you. And that is my sponsor, the number 1 person in the company, Peter Blackwell, calling me right now. Hold on, Peter. We're coming to an end. So with that, guys, I will edit this and I will make it so that you guys can share this with all of your prospects who still don't understand what Vara is actually all about. All right, everybody, here is the video of billionaire Rob Hersov. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Rob Hersov, 62 years old. I'm actually 63 later this year. And I am chairman and an investor with Greg Stevens and the team in Vara. And I'm very excited about Vara. I have a background in media, technology, sport, finance, aviation. And even though I'm South African and currently living in Cape Town, I spent 31 years of my life overseas. 6 years in the States, 25 years in Europe and the UK. And I've done many things in the broader TMT media tech sector, but I guess it all started off after Harvard Business School. I worked as Rupert Murdoch's right-hand man in New York at News Corp. And that was an extraordinary experience in itself. I also set up Morgan Stanley's media investment banking team in London, and realized pretty quickly I was never going to be the best investment banker in the world. But I found out before they did and moved on and got involved with an extraordinary South African entrepreneur and businessman called Johan Rupert, where for 8 years helped him build the 3rd largest pay television business in Europe. And in the pay television business, we were in subscription television, we were early stages in multi-channel television, and I was with that organization right at the beginning of the internet. And Koos Becker, who discovered Tencent, another South African extraordinary entrepreneur, was talking about the future of digital technology and the internet in those days. So that ages me a little bit. I set up what became Europe's largest sports media internet business called Sportal, which failed. My big business failure in life, but you learn quite a lot through failure. And then, since then, I've been involved in a whole lot of other industries. But Greg and I met each other about 6 years ago. And Greg Stevens' grandfather, Gavin Relly, and my father were very best friends. Gavin Relly ran one of the biggest mining industrial companies in Africa, as did my father. And even though they competed, they actually were very, very close friends. So I've known Greg and his family for 3 generations. And Greg and I served on a board of a public company in Australia together. We've done a lot of initiatives together, become great friends, trusted friends. And when he told me about his vision for Vara and its original guys and its original concept, I said, I'm in, I'm with you all the way. And so I've co-invested with Greg. I'm there as a friend, advisor, chairman, and I believe that this is the opportunity of my lifetime, and hopefully of yours too. So it's the big one. I wish I could be more actively involved, but I've got other businesses that I have to worry about. But Greg, Dom, Nick, and the team, you can't get a better team than this. And I really am a believer. And I'm happy to keep writing checks, keep investing, and keep getting involved as required to make this the success that you, I, Greg, and the team want it to be, and it deserves to be.